Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 41st episode of Let's Talk Inclusion. I'm Manobina Chakraborty, the founder of I for Inclusion, and of course, the host for today's show. And yes, I'm delighted to welcome our guest for today's show, Dr. AK Kundra. Um, Hello, Dr. Kundra. Welcome to Let's Talk.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
And of course, we are
Namaskar.
waiting. Namaskar. And of course, we are waiting for Mrs. Merry Barua. There must be some technical issues. That's why she hasn't yet joined, but
Possible.
I'm sure she will be joining soon. And but as promised, we have started our program on time. So before we go for the discussions, let me just tell you something about Dr. Kundra. Dr. Kundra is a doctorate in psychology with research in autism and aging. He has been involved with autism for 35 years. He is an ardent practitioner of inclusion, not only in education but also in social situations. There is an echo. Would you mind turning off your microphone, Dr. Kundra, please?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Thank you very much. And yes, Dr. Kundra is the president of Autism Ashram and the Autism Friendly Village, Shamirpet. It is Asia's largest residential home for autistic adults and children. He has designed a program on adult and sexuality issues among autistic adolescents and young adults. He always has a keen interest in health issues among aging autistic adults. Also, he has a keen interest in behavior management in aggressive and self injurious autistic adults. Dr. Kundra's articles I read on regular basis. The articles on autism in social media have proven to be very beneficial to parents and professionals. He has set up the world's first community living for families with autism, the Autism Guardians Village (AGV), and at present he is setting up an autism ashram and AGV in Gujarat. And yes, we are still waiting for Mrs. Mary Barua. Um, but all right, she must be joining. Dr. Kundra, can we start discussion, please? Can we start having our discussion? Yeah, you are still, your microphone is still off.
Yes. Yeah, we can
And
start.
yeah, as I'm sure everyone will agree that Dr. Kundra and Mrs. Barua are the best persons to address the topic of today's session, autism in the teen years, because I have spoken about Dr. Kundra, but if anyone who has heard about autism in India has heard about Mrs. Mary Barua. Uh, she will be joining shortly, but I will not take much time here and I will go straight to Dr. Kundra. Dr. Kundra, many parents feel that their autistic children show much more difficult behavior when they are in their adolescence, and the behavior is often inappropriate. How would you guide these parents?
Say, it depends if any parent has teens, a sibling of the child with autism as well, who could be elder or younger to
Mhm.
the child. So one needs to understand that behaviors are not only with children with autism or teens with autism or young adults with autism, but change in behavior happens even for neurotypical teens.
Yeah.
Now, when you compare an NT teen with a uh, teen with autism, so the neurotypical child is able to, the journey for him starts with knowing about his growth through his peers, through his
Mhm.
peer group. Then he also goes on to, various uh, information or misinformation available on the internet. And through that, he acquired a certain knowledge, information, misinformation about how to handle the changes that are happening in him. But for a child with autism, he is this kind of information is not available for him or her. And therefore it is very important that the mother becomes the source of all such information
Yeah.
as early as possible. If you want your teen to understand the growth, that is changes that are happening in him, the mother, particularly whether it is boys, daughters or sons, the mother has to be proactively involved. Unfortunately, in the schools or the centers where a child goes to, the child may have joined at the age of 6. Over 5 6 years, the child has now entered into teenage. I feel very sad to admit that most centers and schools are not in a position to handle such issues. They simply lift their hands off, or they just brush the topic of the changes that are happening in the child. They just brush it under the carpet. So we need to proactively, the teachers, the therapists, the parents, particularly the mother, she has to proactively acquire the knowledge that she has to share with her teenage son or daughter. Now, what happens is in autism, out of 5 individuals, 4 are boys.
Yes.
So there isn't much research in India, particularly about the teenage years and the changes that are happening with the Indian children as such. And whatever information is available, it is based on the research that has been conducted in the West. Now, you cannot apply those research and the conclusions that have been drawn there to an Indian family, to an Indian child with autism, because we have um, there are certain beliefs based on your own upbringing, based on your religious beliefs. So you tend not to share certain information with your son or daughter. Now the onus of educating your child, your son or daughter, rests mostly with the mother. I really salute the mothers, for bravely trying to gather information, knowledge, and then trying to, put it across to a non-verbal or non-vocal son of theirs or daughter of theirs. And I think, and since I met a lot of mothers who are single, they find it particularly more difficult to deal with their boy as he is growing. So I think the onus of sharing and upgrading the child knowledge and information eventually rests at the doors of the mother. And I think that is where I always you know the mother, she really needs to understand that she has to become both the mother and the father as well when you're educating your son, particularly son. See, every mother was once a girl, was once a teen. So she has gone through all the stages that she is going through, particularly if she has a daughter with autism. But she may not have, understood the changes that have come about in her son. And this is where I think the information that she shares with her son about his growth, about how his body changes are happening, and how uh, you know the changes in his body related to, you know it could be uh, you know related to, sexuality as well. So such information she must acquire rightly and then share with the child from the age of 9 onwards. I am very, clear. See, I have 60 young children living with me, and many of them have joined at the age of 7, 8 also, who are now 15, which means 7, 8 years they have been living with me. I have seen those boys and girls turn from small children into teens. And when teens join me, I have seen them grow into young adults. So, the kind of knowledge sharing that and knowledge that I have acquired, and I consider them my gurus. They have taught me. So they have told me this is what is the change is happening in me, and I have evolved as to what kind of strategies need to be adopted when you are training a young child. I mean, a child basically to understand the changes in his body that are happening. So I think mothers need to be very proactive.
Yeah, Dr. Kundra, I would like to add something here. I often come across young people on the spectrum who have speech but not language to express what's going on in their minds. To be precise, I personally know such a 17-year-old who was never aggressive when he was younger, but the last few months have been very tough on his mother because he gets aggressive for no apparent reasons, mostly in the night, and kind of attacks his mother. His mother thinks that something might be going on in his mind. Someone might have said something not so nice to him, and he's disturbed because of that and feels that माँ सब समझ लेगी, that his mother should understand that unspoken agony. What do you feel, Dr. Kundra, about it?
Could you reframe the last part a bit?
Sorry.
Could you reframe the last part a bit?
Am I audible now?
Yeah, now. Perfect.
There's a function going on in my housing society. A lot of noises are there. Uh,
We'll enjoy it as well. I can hear it.
my God, some temple or something is coming up, and the procession is going on. I
It's
was
okay, it'll
completely
pass.
unaware that this is going to happen. Uh, I'm talking about a friend of mine. Am I audible now?
Yeah, now you're perfectly audible.
Yeah. So that friend of mine has a 17-year-old son. He was never aggressive when he was younger, but for the last few months he gets aggressive for no apparent reasons, and mother thinks that there must be something going on in her mind. But maybe he visited somewhere and someone has said something not so nice to him, and that is why he is anxious or he is not happy. And since he doesn't have language, he cannot express that to his mother, and he feels that मम्मी को सब पता चल जाएगा वैसे ही. So it's an unspoken agony that mother will understand, and mother fails to understand that. And maybe that is
Yeah,
the reason he attacks his mother. That is what his mother feels. What is your opinion about it?
yeah. See, the lack of communication is the basic one of the features of
Yeah, he doesn't have the
autism.
language. Mother is
Yeah,
always with him all the time.
yeah.
Mother goes to the same school where he goes to. Mother is a teacher there,
Mm-hmm.
and mother is all the time with him. But in spite of that, it's happening, and mother is a little helpless now.
Now, I'll just explain to you. You see, we had a 10-day summer camp here.
Mhm.
And, many of the mothers, when they came to join their son or daughter, they had issues like this that, the child is very aggressive and I'm not able to handle him. Will he be able to live with us or not? And how will you
Yes.
handle these behaviors? You will not believe it. We never had a single meltdown during this last 10 days with all those young boys and girls who had severe issues at home. Now, that is because the understanding of the issues that the child is facing. See, there is something called as Oedipus complex, where the mother is, she doesn't let go of her son. Okay. So, now this is something which I think most mothers must understand. Ki making, let go of the child to ensure that he develops, he understand things, और हमेशा उसको पकड़ के रखना is not correct. तो जब 10 दिन वो हमारे पास रहे और आज जब वो लोग जा रहे थे, see there is a massive change in behaviors. तो ये जो चीज है ना, ये थोड़ा सा मदर्स को अपने आप को थोड़ा सा लेट गो करना पड़ेगा. एंड देन ओनली यू सी, बच्चे के साथ चिपके रहने से, see it's not that you are going to help the child in any way. It does not happen. उल्टा द चाइल्ड, अभी जब जैसे वो हमारे पास रहे, सो ही फेल्ट रिलीव्ड दैट ही इज अवे फ्रॉम हिज मदर. एंड जब स्कूल में भी मदर उनको मिलती है, वही स्कूल में मदर भी पढ़ा रही है. एम आई राइट?
And mother पढ़ाती नहीं है उनको, लेकिन mother is there all the time in
All the
school.
time. तो ये थोड़ा सा
पढ़ाती
छोड़ना
नहीं
पड़ेगा. आई वुड सजेस्ट टू दिस मदर, प्लीज डोंट डू दैट. उसको स्कूल में या सेंटर में छोड़कर वो घर वापस आ जाए. एंड लेट द चाइल्ड बी द वे ही इज. लेट बी जो कहते हैं ना, तो वो उसको अपने बेटे के साथ करना पड़ेगा.
Okay.
I'm sure many mothers are listening to what I'm saying, and I'm sure they will also understand कि आप अपने बच्चे को छोड़ना सीखिए. जितना आप, the more you let go, the more the child will learn to live independently in his own environment.
लेकिन एक बात यही मदर पूछने वाली ही है, मैं उनके बिहाफ पे पूछ लेती हूँ आपको. वो स्कूल में वो नहीं पढ़ाती है उनको, अलग एक ही साथ आते हैं जाते हैं, अलग क्लास में पढ़ाते हैं. Mrs. Merry Barua is right here. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, can you hear
Hello.
me?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we were waiting for you.
Yeah.
Glad
Namaskar.
that you're here. I think there is still some problem. Ma'am, we can't hear you.
Hi, Manobina, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, we can now.
I can't hear anything.
Oh,
You can't hear anything?
Doesn't matter.
Is your speaker working fine? Ma'am, is your speaker working fine? Can't hear me. How to communicate with you? Let me just write something in the comment section. No.
I can't hear anything.
we can hear you.
We can hear you. Let me give you a call, ma'am. I would like my audience to be a little patient, please. There is a problem in Madam Mary Barua's end. Let us just try to fix it first, and we will come back after that. We are here. And
Can you hear me?
yes,
Yeah, we can
yes,
hear you.
We can.
I
I'm
can
trying to. No, can't hear you.
Even the photo is stuck.
Photo is stuck. Phone is not going. I have been trying to call her up for quite some time now. Let me see. एनीवे जो मैं बोल रही थी डॉक्टर कुंद्रा, लेकिन देखिए जैसे बच्चे को कहीं पे ले जाना कोई थेरेपी के लिए या स्विमिंग के लिए कोई एक्टिविटी के लिए, माधुरी इज द ओनली पर्सन who can take him because there is no other help at home. Father must be very busy. So what to do? माँ को तो रहना ही पड़ेगा बच्चे के साथ, कैसे वो
नहीं,
छोड़
मैं ये
सकते?
नहीं, हाँ, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि माँ को साथ में नहीं रहना चाहिए। मैं कह रहा हूँ कि मदर को लेट गो करना सीखना पड़ेगा। अब देखिए, बच्चा 7 साल का हो चुका है। आई जस्ट वुड लाइक टू आस्क वन क्वेश्चन टू द मदर। ये बच्चा सोता कहाँ है, पहले बताइए।
मैं बता देती हूँ। बच्चा वैसे तो अलग ही सोता था, उसके ब्रदर भी है, बिग ब्रदर, बट ब्रदर इज इन द हॉस्टल नाउ एंड सिंस ही इज शोइंग सम बिहेवियर, अभी वो पेरेंट्स के रूम में ही सो रहा है, अलग बेड पे, एक ही बेड पे नहीं सो रहा है, लेकिन पेरेंट्स के रूम में ही सो रहा है। अभी भाई आ जाएगा तो भाई के साथ वो फिर से सोने लगेगा।
तो देखिए, कभी-कभी क्या होता है, if the sibling and this child are very close to each other, जैसे हमारे पास एक लड़का है सामने एजीवी में, ऑटिज्म गार्डियंस विलेज में, and he was quite close to his brother, elder brother. So this brother went away to Germany for higher studies, and that has brought in a drastic changes in behavior with this young boy. ये करीब 16 साल का है. The elder brother was around 19-20 when he went away to Germany. So, when one of the siblings suddenly moves away, this does bring changes in the behavior of the autistic sibling who's left behind. So, second thing is, see, though the brother is not there, the family must try, the parents must try to make him sleep in the same room he was sleeping with his brother. देखिए, अगर आप अपने पेरेंट्स से चिपके रहोगे या पेरेंट्स बच्चे के साथ चिपके रहेंगे, I would suggest कि हाँ, I think ma'am has joined us.
Ma'am, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you hear us? I don't think so.
I think photo is also getting stuck. Pic is also getting stuck.
It's getting frozen. There is a very big, I think, technical issue at her end.
Actually, we've had a bit of a storm here.
Sorry? Sorry, ma'am. Didn't get you.
No, I didn't say anything.
Okay. All right.
No,
All right. All right. Can you hear us now? Can you hear us?
I can hear you now. Yeah. I can hear you now.
That's great.
Perfect.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I welcome
Namaskar,
you.
ma'am.
Namaskar. I was running from one end to the other because we had a bit of a storm and the connectivity broke. So we're kind of doing a patchwork right now.
That's what I thought actually.
Yeah.
But,
That's what happened. Yeah.
Ma'am, that you have made it at
I'm
last.
very sorry for this delay.
So, ma'am, welcome. I would like to welcome you to Let's Talk Inclusion, and all our viewers are waiting for you. And yes, a little bit of introduction of Mrs. Merry Barua here. Everyone who has heard about autism in India heard about Mrs. Merry Barua.
Very true.
So, yeah, Mary is an activist, educator, trainer, and writer who pioneered the autism movement in India. She started the first autism specialist school initiated the first teacher training course, started the journal Autism Network, facilitated the start of services across South Asia, and helped catalyze legislative changes that include autism. Mary has been instrumental in the training of several thousand parents and professionals. Her focus is on creating enabling environments for autistic individuals as she advocates for their rights in education, employment, recreation, and civic life as equal citizens of the country. Mary serves on various committees of the Rehabilitation Council of India, Department for the Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, NCERT, WHO, among others, and is on the advisory board of many others. Mary is an Ashoka Fellow and INSAR, International Society for Autism Research awardee, and has received many national and international awards and recognition. And she's the parent of Neeraj, who is autistic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ma'am. You could join us at last. And Dr. Kundra and I were discussing about some teenage related issues. And the same question I would like to ask you as well, that many parents feel that their autistic children show much more difficult behavior when they are in their adolescence, and the behavior can often be inappropriate as well. How would you guide those parents, Mary ma'am?
The thing is that behaviors, difficulties in behaviors in the teenage years is not a very typically autistic phenomenon. It is a phenomenon of human existence. When human beings approach teenage years, whether you have autism or you don't have autism, right? There are going to be families will face a different kind of an individual. It's how we understand the individual and deal with them, right? Which is what makes a lot of difference. What makes it challenging for autistic individuals and therefore for families is that when for most kids with autism, and I'm talking about those who have significant support needs, for most of them, years when they're approaching puberty, we see them just the way we saw them as children. We don't see them as different. Yet the reality is that when I'm approaching my teenage years, I'm a different person. I'm somebody who wants to assert myself. I want to assert my identity. I want to be who I am. All of us here who are not autistic, we know very well that when we were approaching 11, 12, nowadays kids mature earlier, but when we were 12, 13, 14, 15, if we wanted to do something and our parents wouldn't let us do it, did we or did we not do it regardless? We just knew how to hide it.
Yeah,
right?
True.
We did what we wanted to do, most of us, right? Else we went and sulked and had bad behaviors. How many times if we want to put our hands on our heart and had to swear, would we all say we never liked our parents in our teenage years and went to a party or went out with a friend we were not supposed to go out with? Did we not read a book we were not supposed to read, but we knew how to hide it? Did we not do things that we wanted to, and did we not hide it? If we wanted to smoke or we wanted to have a drink, we hid it and we did it. Do our autistic kids, most of them, are they able to do that? No. Not only not do that, the reality is they have very little say over what they want to do.
Exactly.
They have very little say on where they want to go. Whether they like it or not, they have to go. If I didn't want to go somewhere, I said, I don't want to go. Why do I have to go? Okay, I will stay for a little while. I could do all that. Whereas my autistic child will not be able to say that and will be dragged to every wedding I want to take him to, be forced to visit every relative I wanted him to visit. So they have very little say in their lives. even in the clothes they wear. It's amazing when I go out, when I see young kids these days, I see kids who actually go out and change. They go to a garment shop and they're carrying their clothes. They go there and they change because they want to go somewhere. Their parents wouldn't want them to wear what they were wearing. And autistic kids, if they don't want to wear something, they want to wear a familiar garment, they cannot. They are forced to wear what the parents want them to do. So, the thing is that we forget the kind of life our kids are actually leading. As parents, I know it is tough, but it's far tougher for my son than it is for me, right? And it starts from the time the child is 7 or 8 and 9 years old. A kid who's always hearing, no, don't do that, that is bad. Everything they do is labeled as bad. They're stimming because it makes them feel comfortable. Or they're stimming because they're self-regulating. They've been told that you must not do this. So in order to not do that, they need to stim to self-regulate. And they're told that's bad behavior, stop it. They spend their life hearing they are bad, what they do is not good, everything about them is not appropriate, they are a problem. Imagine growing up learning that I'm a problem for my parents. I am a problem. So when they reach their adolescent years, when they need to assert I, me, which is a reality for all of us, each of us did it, and they are not able to do that. They do it only ways they know. They keep doing what they want to do. They fight. They will have so-called behaviors because they do not have a say in their lives. They have no agency. And I think that is really what, and all these difficulties with adolescent years would go if we realized and understood where it is coming from. And and there are specific behaviors that we could talk about, but the bottom line is it comes from this. Very often kids realize, nobody listens to me when I do anything, but if I keep doing this, everybody comes and talks to me. Okay, I will do this. Whether it is, throwing something, whether it is touching myself, whether it is taking off my shirt in public, that's when people listen to me. That's when everybody runs to see what I'm doing. So I'll do it more. Typical kids do it, actually. It's not just with autism.
Exactly, ma'am. And ma'am, I always advise my friends with my little capacity that if you have an autistic teenager or maybe any teenager at home, you give them the privacy that they need.
Absolutely.
And irrespective of their neurological differences.
Absolutely.
And I mean, not to cuddle or kiss or touch much in public. See, I have a neurotypical daughter at home who is 18 years old. She will never allow me to kiss her or cuddle her in public or maybe share her bed with me. She will never ready. So I always try to say these things to my friends who have neurodivergent teenagers. But sometimes I find it difficult to convince parents because for them these are the ways to comfort their children when they're in stress. And also it is difficult to accept that their children are growing up physically or biologically. What are your views on this?
I think you're very right. If I want to kiss or hug my grown-up son, I often ask him, can I give you a kiss? Or I make the gesture, and if he says no, I back off because it is his body. And he has a right. And if I'm doing it in public also, I have to see that he wants it. I don't just go and hug him and kiss him. And for many of them, because they have received it all their lives, they also do not realize. Right? The kids also do not realize that they could say no. Many of our kids don't know that they can say no. See, the other thing that happens is, as we grow older, in India, it's a common thing for families to all sleep together, right? But for my neurotypical child, when they don't want to sleep with me, they'll make it very clear. I don't want to sleep with you. I'm going to sleep over there. You sleep on that, I'll sleep. They do that. But our autistic kids won't be able to do that. So we have to give them the possibility of expressing what they want to do. And I really think a very, very important thing, which is very hard. I had a big battle in my own family about letting your child sleep separately. Many of our families don't have a separate bedroom, which is understandable. Fine. We are a country where, there are housing challenges, but give them a separate bed. Don't sleep with your growing son or daughter with your legs and arms enfolded. Once in a while, to show love, that's okay. That's okay. All kids do it. I think the bottom line is to think, what would I do with my child if my child were neurotypical? And that's what I do with my autistic kid.
Yeah. And one more thing I just wanted to ask you, ma'am. Touching specific parts of body when your child is growing up, like touching the back of the neck, maybe, and the earlobes, or maybe the thigh, often. Uh, is it, what should I say? How good is it? Or maybe it is not.
You mean the kid is touching its own or somebody else's?
Somebody else's. If the mother touches the child or the father touches the child, it's the same. Maybe it sometimes happens because the autistic children are mostly boys. That's what they say. 4 out of 5 is boys. So maybe if mother touches the thighs, sometimes if the child has a meltdown, uh, he comes the coming behavior, then we can see the coming behavior. He comes down and all. So how appropriate is it?
You mean the mother is touching the child's neck?
Yeah,
Or the child is touching? I didn't understand this actually.
mother is touching the child's neck, basically.
I think that is fine. The neck and the ear is fine. But why would you want to touch the ear? I didn't understand. Why do you
To give him some comfort.
touch the ear?
Yeah, earlobes.
Acha, okay, I don't know about that.
Because I have seen that, and I had a student once. Uh, he had some issues with her mother, and I used to resemble her mother a lot. तो कभी भी कुछ problem होता था, he used to come to school and he used to attack me. And once it happened, he asked me whether he could he could back touch me. That was actually the language he used, because we told him what is the difference between good touch and bad touch. And I did not allow him to do that. When his mother came, he just touched his mother's chest, and then everything was normal after that. So there are things.
See, what is happening here really is, first of all, this whole thing of good touch, bad touch is crazy. Because I don't think there is something called good touch or bad touch. Because, it's a very confusing term to use with autistic children. I would never use it. Because what do I mean by good touch? What do I mean by bad touch? A stranger touching me on my arm is a bad touch. A complete strange man coming and touching my arm is a bad touch, right? And my father coming and touching me by the arm is a good touch. So a good touch and a bad touch, I think, is not the right kind of Asmara, I'm just having a chat here, okay? That's not the best. I know a lot of people use the good touch, bad touch thing. It's a very confusing thing. The other thing is that here is a kid who's actually very confused. The kid is not certain about, he has probably learned that when I touch my mother's chest, people go hoo-ha, right? And maybe certain reactions happen. And I can't go into the details because I don't know what the backstory is. The bottom line is, what does not happen is teaching our children about private behaviors. That is what we want to teach them. Public behaviors and private behaviors. Public touch, private touch. That is what we need to teach them with absolute clarity. And if you do that, I can guarantee you there will not be any problems. You will not have any difficulty. We have kids who come in with all these kinds of behaviors, for touching their private parts, for touching other people. You just got to help them understand with clarity. No good, bad, indifferent. Simply, what is a private behavior? What is a public behavior? What is a private place? What is a public place? So, this whole concept, and you see, public and private are very abstract concepts. And for most autistic kids, abstract concepts are hard to get. I'm not talking about autistic people who are, have milder support needs. I'm talking about people with moderate support needs, with deeper support needs. For them to understand an abstract concept like private and public is hard. So, the way we do it is make it very, very, very concrete. So, what is, for instance, space? What is a private space? Private space is my own room. Private space is the bathroom. Private space is so some people, they share a room with siblings. So private space is my room with the door shut, or my room with the door shut and a cover over me. Because sometimes there's a young man who wants to touch himself, but his brothers are always in the room. Now the neurotypical brothers know how to go somewhere else and have a private time. So we teach this kid, you are covered, and that's a private time. Make it very, very concrete, make it visual, and honestly, they'll all learn. They will all learn. But we have to be clear about what we are teaching, how we are teaching. That is the bottom line.
There is a question from a teacher. How to provide sex education to autistic teenager who will be the
I think it should start from a parent is the best person.
Parent, mother or father for a boy?
It depends. I would say the mother is the most appropriate person to be proactively involved in imparting sex education to the child. And of course, the father can also get involved where certain issues are there as far as masturbation is concerned. So maybe the father also can get involved. But I think mother is the most appropriate person to impart knowledge about sexuality to her son or daughter.
And Mary ma'am, what are your
And
views?
of course, whatever knowledge she is providing to the son or daughter, she must ensure that consistency is there as far as the school is also concerned, as far as the professionals also concerned, so that there is no gap in the information shared with the child at home, as well as the information shared by the school or the professionals or the therapists with the child. So there has to be in sync when you are sharing knowledge about sex or sexuality with the child.
Okay. And thank you, Dr. Kundra. Mary ma'am, Dr. Kundra and I was discussing about an issue, and you were not there at the time. I would like to ask you the same questions once again. I know a child, a 17-year-old child, whose mother is a friend of mine, and the child never showed any aggressive behavior when he was younger. But the last few months have been very tough on his mother because he gets aggressive for no apparent reasons, mostly in the night, and kind of attacks his mother. His mother thinks that something might be going on in his mind. There is an echo. Just a minute. And maybe mother thinks that he is disturbed because someone must have said something to him which is not very nice, and he feels that mother will understand that on her own, and but mother fails to understand, and maybe that is the reason he attacks the mother, and that too in the night, and father has to intervene. What is your opinion about it, Mary ma'am?
See, when the behavior is happening and happening at night, I would ask first of all, have there been any changes in recent years? Right? In recent times, since the behavior has started, has there been a change in sleeping arrangements? Has been a change in night routines? Has there been a change in people who've come or gone? We've got to look at those because he will not be able to express what is it that's bothering him. So those are the things we need to look at. And we also want to, and so those are things, and when you look at those, when you ask those questions, you usually figure out what is happening, right? The other thing is that if he's attacking the mother, as she puts it, I presume he goes and hits her and stuff like that, right? And that's what they mean by attacking her. So is she sleeping in the same room? Is she sleeping in another room?
She's sleeping in the same room.
So now tell me something. If he's going and hitting her, why is she continuing to sleep in that room?
What they say, the child used to sleep with his brother, but the brother is in the hostel now.
So there you are. Okay, so there's nothing, honestly, Manobina, I have to tell you this. Nothing happens without a reason. Okay? And this thing that is often said about autistic people, without any reason. No, without a reason. The brother's going to move to a hostel. Did anybody prepare him with proper visuals? Here is a sibling that he's lived with all his life. Did anybody put up a calendar 2 months back saying he's going to be moving and making it not a sad thing, but a fun thing? You're going to have the room to yourself. Bhaiya's going to be there and he's going to be calling you sometimes. Set up a story around it, prepare him for it. Was that done?
Yeah, brother actually went to the hostel 3 years ago, but for the last 2 years, because of the pandemic, he was home. And
so he didn't go to the hostel, he was home. So he didn't really go to the hostel. So he's moved. So that is the reason. And they have to go through this whole thing and explain to him. He does not understand what has happened. It's not that he's attacking the mother. He needs to take his anxiety out. Now my brother is gone. Will my mother go next? Will my father be the next person to go? Who's going to go? Where are they gone? Is he ever going to come back? Will I ever see him again? Can you imagine the thoughts in his head? If there was another neurotypical kid, right? I wonder if the family ever spoke to him that this is all happening. If there's a neurotypical kid in the house, can you imagine how many questions that kid would have had?
Exactly.
He has the same questions. He just does not know how to put it in words.
And this is one more question, ma'am. How to handle a child who is afraid of presenting himself? That means coming in front of others.
Like what exactly she means in presenting himself?
The child, maybe, I know this lady, so I can tell you, the child is autistic, young adult, and he has speech but doesn't have language, cannot express his feelings. He is very good in sports. He used to go for swimming and cycling and all these things. Now he is not very keen of going anywhere.
How old is the child?
17 plus.
17.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't understand as to how the child is so outgoing. He's good in sports. And where is the question of him not presenting himself well?
But now he has stopped doing that. They took him for another competition recently, and he was very anxious and showed some behavior. So maybe that is why.
One must understand that sports avenues keep changing. The events keep changing the venues for the sports keeps changing actually. For a child to understand the transition as to last time I participated in this place, then suddenly a totally new environment comes in. When, let us say, he's taken for an event to X place, X stadium, surrounded by different sportsmen, absolutely new. The only common factor there would be his coach and maybe his mother accompanying him or the father accompanying him. So, this could, result in very, very higher anxieties in him as to what exactly I have come here for. So, for the child to, maybe she could take the child 1 or 2 days earlier to that particular stadium, to that particular venue, make
Okay.
him understand that this is where you're going to come tomorrow, day after tomorrow. You need to make him understand that this is the place you're going to come in. Make him accept that venue as, oh, मैंने देखा है इसको, मैं यहाँ आया था. So I think that could help him, accept and conduct himself for the sport the way he should be. But
Okay.
again, I think बच्चे जब स्पोर्ट्स के लिए जाते हैं, हमारे पास से भी जाते हैं, and I have found the people conducting the sports are not always autism friendly. वो उनको समझ नहीं पाते हैं, और that is where the child actually gets flabbergasted as to कहाँ फंस गया मैं. So his anxiety level shoots through the roof, and I think we need to schedule him, prepare him, make that event predictable for him. तो तब जाके बच्चा कुछ will become presentable.
Okay. Thank you, sir. There is one more question, ma'am. Would you like to answer this?
Sure.
How can we identify the factor which triggers the inappropriate behavior of teenagers? She's a teacher.
Yeah, so you just have to ask questions. Everybody who was there at the time, ask them about things like what was said, ask them about what sudden changes may have happened, anything unexpected that has taken place. Was there something that was promised and did not take place? So maybe he was told that acha 5 minute baad hum shuru karenge, and then he's been waiting for half an hour, right? So we have to stop and find out what are the things that we have been doing that has made the environment confusing for the child.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that is why. See, a neurotypical kid will come and ask questions. Ma'am, kitna time wait karenge? Aap to 5 minutes bolte the half an hour ho gaya. This kid will know half an hour ho gaya, but he would not know that I can actually, even very vocal kids will not come and say, kyun ho raha hai? They will not be able to ask for help. Actually, a kid who has fluent communication is stuck in an activity which has been, where the instruction has not been given clearly, right? That kid will be stressed out at not being able to complete the activity, but will not be able to come and say, I need help. Or say that, you haven't given me enough information on how to complete it. I need that information. Because remember, there is a challenge in communication. Even for kids who communicate fluently, they will have difficulties in communicating.
Very true. One question. Can you see the question on the screen?
Oh, okay. Does anti-aphrodisiac diet? That's no, nothing. It does nothing. Our kids eat everything, and we are a strong. I'm born. We eat everything, right? I'm from the east. In the east, whether you're in Assam or Bengal or wherever, or Orissa, you eat everything. So we don't do that, and a lot of our kids come from, they're all over the country. So they eat all kinds of stuff. Those who are veg, they stay veg. Those who are not, it makes no difference. They're all happy, participating. We have to give them, just like we have to give Braille for blind kids, we have to give a chill environment for our kids. That's really what you need. And I have to be honest, we did not always know as much as we know now. And I know that 10 years later, we will know a lot more than what we do now, because we are learning and we are understanding autism better. The more we understand and learn, the more we realize that we can make the world suited to them, and you don't have to do things with diet and all. We don't, at least. I'm feeling very excited because it's raining behind me.
All right. Okay.
Oh God! And we had a storm, which is why our power broke and I couldn't connect. And now it's finally raining, and I can feel the rainwater coming in on my back.
First rain of the season. The first rain of the season. Okay, lucky you, because we are waiting. And yes, Dr.
Add something to this question and the answer.
Yes, please. Yes.
See, we have been following a sattvic diet
Oh,
for
I'm
the
so
last.
sorry, Dr. Kundra. I didn't know
No, no,
that.
no, no. Perfect, perfect. See, and we chose this diet for a specific reason, and the question was very appropriate as far as the sattvic diet was concerned. The anti-aphrodisiac properties of garlic and onion that we do not use. See, when many of these young adults join me, many of the teens who join me, the number of meltdowns, sexuality episodes, masturbation, meltdowns due to uh, body changes, all
Uh-huh.
these were at a higher level. The number of episodes were more, but when we started this diet, I have found the number of episodes with meltdowns, with sexuality issues, masturbation, all these have come down substantially. So I do think that sattvic diet does make a difference in the long run. Immediate results नहीं आएगा. Or the second thing is, you see, the sattvic diet also ensures there's not too much of masala in the food that they eat, and that also helps the child. you know Digestion issues हैं, gut issues हैं, ये सब में उसको बहुत help होती है. And because of these reasons, the number of meltdowns, the episodes, come down drastically. So I have found something very positive about this, and I think maybe
There's
again, person to person, it could differ.
No, no,
okay,
I'm
sir.
sure
Thank
there are
you.
multiple ways to the same thing. There
Yes,
are
yes, I
multiple
agree.
ways.
I agree.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But
And
you know
there's
what?
one more thing.
Masturbation, Manobina, I have to just say something. That
Yeah.
see, in our school as well, we run a school and a vocational center and all that. And I'm currently at where we have the group home. In all of these places, we realize that youngsters will masturbate, right? That's a natural part of life. We never tell
I
them that this
agree.
is bad. Yeah, isn't it, Dr. Kundra? So we never tell them it's bad or something. And over here, we always, and many of them when they come in, they don't know which is the private place and which is the public place, etc. And we again,
Absolutely.
we teach them about the private place, and they all have a private time. So when they're taking private time, we say, "Oh, you want private time? Okay, we won't come into your room." So they all have, if they want to take private time, if they're very clear about it, they can go into the room and have their private time.
So
Yeah, of
nice.
So I
course.
suddenly realized that, that's one point to make.
Yeah.
And I would like to know more about Ananda, Mary ma'am.
Okay, so I have got various people visiting me here. Here's one man who's standing here. Whose mobile actually I'm using to connect to this because the connectivity is gone here. And
Okay.
so it's a group home really, where we have individuals. We live. It's like a large apartment block. It's like a large joint family. We live. So here's. Want to say hello here?
Hello, ma'am.
This is
Hi.
Shivang.
Hi, Shima.
And that's Mr. Dr. Kundra.
Hi,
That's
Siddharth.
Chakraborty.
Dr. AK Kundra.
Yeah. And that's Mrs. Chakraborty. Okay. So हम थोड़ा बात कर लें, ठीक है?
मैं वैसे डॉक्टर AK कुंद्रा से मिल चुका हूँ.
आप मिल चुके हैं? Okay. All right. So
Nice. Thank you.
so we live like a family. So they were downstairs. Today it's somebody's birthday, so we're all we have a dining room and a kitchen, an open kitchen. It's an open kitchen. See, again, they've all learned. When they first come in, they all want to go and open the fridge. Nobody goes and does anything anymore, right? And it's like a group home. It's like a joint family, extended family. We have 11 youngsters staying here, and I think 7 support people who also live here. Some come from outside as well. And it runs like a group home. They have a very structured day. And during the weekdays, today, of course, was the last week. Tomorrow is a weekday end starting. From Monday to Friday, they all go to the workplace. They walk down. We have a workplace. They go there. They work from 9 to 3. Some of them who have very high support needs, they work from 9 to 1 and come back.
Okay.
The rest of them, they work till 3. One of them works till 5. And in addition, some of them are doing some trainings and stuff like that. We are going to help them get jobs as well as outside. So somebody's doing a training in computer graphics. Some of them are doing their NIOS and stuff like that. So basically, it's like a home, ghar jaisa. And we plan to start another apartment, which will be a completely independent apartment, again, like a home. So there'll be people who are living there, they're all part of the family. So that's how it is.
So nice. And I was in Scotland for a few years. They have a facility called Respite that serves the same purpose. But also, young persons can go and stay there for a couple of days and then come back to the parents, monthly maybe. And in a way, they get ready for living without parents. Do you have
Actually,
any
you don't need to do that, Manobina, to be honest. We tell parents, if that's the way you want to do it, that's fine. But if you just want to send them, that also works, and we will tell you how.
Okay.
So almost all our kids have come here like that. They've just come, we prepared them, we told the parents how to prepare them. And then we worked on it. And so we didn't do that, thoda time ke liye aaye jaye. Some parents are doing that. They're sending their kids for 2 or 3 days and going back. But all the ones who are living here long time, we told all of them, you don't have to worry. We'll tell you how to do it.
When did you start, Ananda?
So that your child is fully prepared before coming here.
Okay.
And
when did you start?
They will settle in without any difficulty.
Okay.
We really started it, I'd say, 3 years back. We did a pilot 5 years ago back, and then we took a break.
Yeah, in 2016, I visited there. You were not present on that day, yes, but it was I think in the planning phase.
We were still doing the pilot kind of thing, yeah.
I visited the school and I suddenly had a plan to go there. I contacted your team and you had to be elsewhere on that day, so we couldn't meet. But I visited your school and everything. And I would love to go there once again.
Sure, come and visit, yeah.
Sure, thank you. And Dr. Kundra, could you please tell us something about Autism Ashram?
Yeah, what would you want me to talk about Autism Ashram?
The facilities, the assisted living of children and young adults there.
Yeah.
See, and you are opening one more Autism Ashram near us in Gujarat, right? Right? I'm in Ahmedabad.
So, we are planning to start one in Ahmedabad as well. And we started in the year 2013-14 in Hyderabad. And, this is a 9.5 acre facility. And we planned 5 children per acre. That was the concept actually. Okay. So, yeah. But eventually we ended up with 60 children now living with us. So we have children from the age group of 10 today to the age of 42.
Okay.
So and you will find the entire spectrum with us, high functioning as well as profoundly autistic. So it's a very beautiful mix of these young adults and children. And that is how, we are able to see the transition from childhood to teenage to young adulthood to aging adults.
Yes.
तो ये बहुत ही सुंदर सा मतलब combination है. And the environment that we have created, अभी 10 days we had a summer camp. In those 10 days, there were massive changes, just 10 days. And 17 children were first timers who were left their parents for the first time in their life. And, been with us directly. मतलब parents आए, एक 2 hours spend किया हमारे पास, and then they left. And today, when they came to pick up the child was in 2 minds to go out with the parent. वो कभी अपने माँ को देख रहा है और कभी our program director was there, Amruta, तो उसकी तरफ देख रहा है कि मुझे वापस इधर ही जाना है. So I think that's the beauty of what Autism Ashram is, कि it's a बच्चे मतलब इसको प्यार करते हैं. And recently one father called me up. वो कह रहा है कि अभी वेकेशन के लिए बच्चे गए हैं. He's a young adult of 25. So his father scolded him for something. He stays in Ghaziabad. उसने क्या किया, the minute the father scolded, वो suitcase लेके father के सामने रख दिया उसने कि don't scold me, I'm going back to, send me back to autism ashram. So when the father called me up, he said, Kundra sahab, क्या जादू कर दिया आपने? So, these are small instances which make you really, feel कि भाई the kind of work you're doing, it's really, making these children feel that this is their home.
Okay. There is one more question. Where is the ashram at present? It's in Hyderabad, near Hyderabad, right?
Yes, it is very much in Hyderabad.
Okay. Okay. And thank you very much, Mary ma'am and Dr. Kundra, for your kind support and time. I'll not take much of your time because I think the young man is getting a little restless, maybe because you are using his phone, Mary ma'am.
No, he's fine.
Oh,
I asked him, can I keep using your phone? He said, ma'am, use it, no problem.
so nice.
I was
so nice of you.
visited by another young lady who came to see what's happening.
Oh,
So they all want to see क्या हो रहा है.
so nice of
The
you.
usual room, you see.
उनसे मिल
I've come
सकते
somewhere
हैं?
else for the connectivity.
क्या हम उनसे मिल
हाँ?
सकते हैं? जो आए हैं आपको देखने, क्या
I
हम
think-
उनसे मिल सकते हैं?
I think he's gone back into his.
All right. So
Are
nice
you
of them.
there? Having a party downstairs. So I haven't
Okay.
gone yet to join in the dinner. So they're coming to check क्या हुआ है. I haven't gone to eat.
All
Yeah.
right. I'll not take much of your time, but before we finally sign off, any concluding advice for us, Mary ma'am?
On teenage years.
Yes, please.
Yeah. See, basically, all I would say is that, yes, autistic people experience and interact with the world very differently, but they're people just like you and me. Use the same yardstick with them that we would for our neurotypical children. And that is something that sometimes does not happen. So either we tend to have way too much expectations if they are verbal and stuff like that, or very low expectations just because they are not speaking and things like that, and believe that ये तो कुछ समझते नहीं है, इसको बोल के क्या होगा. And to remember that if they are doing something that we find challenging, there is a very good reason for it. There is something that's bothering them.
Manobina, I would.
And understand that. And I know that
Manobina,
the things I say are not things that parents really want to hear. Because most parents want to hear, like a magical something.
so
Yes, thank
Manobina,
you.
there was a question. There was a question by one of the participants
Yeah.
whether medication, in case the child is very aggressive
Yes.
or self-injurious, so does medication help? किसी ने पूछा था.
Acha. Okay. So what is your answer?
I would say that
Sorry?
if the
There
behavior
is a
is
question.
such,
Just me, Dr. Kundra. Mary ma'am, can you hear me now? Your video is frozen, Mary ma'am.
They want to
my video,
hear something,
The image is fine.
some
Yeah, Mary ma'am.
magical this thing. Chakra. I can hear.
so I think that's a very important question that needs an answer. The parents need to be guided on when the behaviors are such,
Yeah.
which could be self-injurious to an extent that the child could be hurting himself or herself very harshly, and or assaulting a parent or assaulting the mother, assaulting a younger sibling, so will it be appropriate enough for the parent to start medication? I think this is a question uppermost in the minds of many parents. So I would like to add that, in case it does need, if medication is needed and it helps the child in controlling his behaviors, reducing his behaviors, reducing his self-injurious behavior or assaultive behavior, I think a medication can be helpful and should be opted for. So this is what I wanted to tell the parents.
Okay,
So
thank you.
your
Thank you very
input,
much.
ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I agree with Dr. Kundra that yes, medication can help and medication has its place. At the
Yes.
same time, I would say, hi, Chinky. My son has also come up here.
Oh,
Hey, Swati, can Neeraj come here 1 minute? Come and say hi. Come here. Not to me, to people here. Just say hi. Bend down.
Hi, Neeraj.
hi. I met him.
He
When I
can see.
visited the office, I met him.
You bend down so that they can see your head. There.
Hello.
Yeah,
He's
very
very
eager to
tall,
see what's
so
happening actually.
night, you're going to bed.
Yeah.
Good night. Good night. Bye. All right. Come and they go off. So yeah, as I was saying that, for medication, so when the parents are in distress and they don't know what to do, I think it is important to start off medication. At the same time, it would be important for them to find a place, a clinic, or a professional who will help them understand why the behavior is happening. So that while the medication helps for a temporary control, they can start working on the reasons. So the reasons could be multiple, and one
Absolutely.
can't go it over here. So then they want to start working on that, so that after some time they will find that they can reduce and minimize the medication. Because when the dependence stays only on the medication, then what ends up happening is as the child grows older, or the behavior escalates because medication can only control so much. You have to keep increasing the dosage till you come to a point where the child is doped.
True.
Right?
I agree.
So yes, of course, medication is required, and sometimes you will need to continue a little bit of the medication with a lot of
And a
the
little,
understanding and the support. So yes,
very true.
medication has its place.
So nice. Thank you very much, Mary ma'am and Dr. Kundra. Thanks a lot for your kind support and time for us. I would like to thank you on behalf of everybody at I for Inclusion. And
Thank you.
thanks a lot once again. And
Thank
would
you.
love to have you both on my show once again and learn from you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Namaskar.
Again, apologies for being late. I'm terribly sorry. Thank you.
No, it's perfectly fine, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And to our viewers, please keep an eye on our Facebook page for the 42nd episode of Let's Talk Inclusion. See you soon. Till then, take care and bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Good night, everyone.